Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's your man Ronan, and here with a 10 lives discussion about the most important investment in your life, which is your spirituality. But you already know the deal. Use the code Ronan10. That'll be your passport into the A-game lifestyle that promotes optimum health, helps your vitality, energy, focus, and libido, among other things. And the reason why spirituality is number one is because sometimes, or for certain people, many times over, you're going to learn or be put in positions where that's all you have is your spirituality. When I was thrown out of someone's place in LA over some bullshit, when I was willing to move myself from the West Coast to the South and invest my trust against my intuition into a relationship, I developed some things. I developed codependency. When I was in the military, and I went through all the things I went through, being accused of fraternization because of how I would have senior enlisted men and officers approach or even speak to me in a respectful manner. There was individuals who felt some kind of way. When I lost my A-gunner to prostate cancer, and they knew that by sending him my way, I guess as a joke, and treating him the runt of the platoon, only to become the A-gunner of a team that hit 88 other targets out of 90 shots. We're talking about with a rocket. When you've been going through life, you've had people stab you in the back. You've been stabbed physically. You've been shot at in and out the military. Or you got people who will shoot their shots trying to be snipers, snide comments, pissing on your vision, your mission, your purpose, being passive aggressive, dealing with narcissists, dealing with all manners of people in many ways who wish to test your patience, disrespect your space, all manner of things. If you do not make the most important investment, which is your spirituality, if you're not spiritually rooted and have a foundation to stand on, everything else means nothing. It will crumble by design. In this A-game lifestyle, you have to be rooted. You have to. And we've seen these internet Mandingo fights. You have everybody saying they're one thing and they do something completely different. You have people that you either loved or, you exchange pleasantries with, exchange money with. All kind of investments went sour. You need to be spiritually rooted, because this won't be easy, but neither is success. Neither is peace of mind. Neither is patience. All those things, they're the first currency. Above money, you got to have faith, because it takes a higher power to let you know you've been gifted with many things. It takes a higher power to show you that in the maturation of your gifts and understanding who you are and what you're meant to be, you're going to run into people who most people don't have access to. Or there's going to be people who you don't know or have a higher standing allegedly or whatnot that will invest in you that where others are out there kissing their ass and they don't get the time. It might be those same people that you lose over something minor or what have you. But in this game we call life, you have to be spiritually rooted. I cannot stress that enough, because there are many times you will lose faith, you'll lose your patience, you'll lose your way. I'm working my way to get back into my art, and it's been 8.5 years since I've drawn seriously, and that was a gift that helped spiritually restore me. When I would draw, I would lose myself to gain myself, and I would just draw off my head, because all my creativity as a dreamer would spill out on that surface, and I could go 24 hours, 36 hours. All I needed was probably maybe a little bit to eat, but my creativity was feeding me. And I understood when I was going to school at Westwood College, and I had my instructor at the time. He was doing graphic design. Now, in many ways, because they were making their changes from teachers being bachelors, having associate's degrees, mandatory, making it mandatory they had bachelors, things changed. They became no longer personable. They just, created as an assembly line to get money, among other things, and they started segregating students. I had my fellow peers start having faith in me and asking me questions of what I knew, and I was learning. I was scared shitless, because I still had to ask my instructor, what do you think of this, and this? And most times we'll sit down together and read and learn different techniques, or just experiment with things and see what worked. And many lost faith, and many quit the program. But even the instructor, as I was saying, challenged me to you have this client, right? Yeah. You know what? You doing this logo? Charge them $500. And I was a little bit afraid, but you know what? I said, why not? So I carried myself in a professional manner, and I talked to this person. I sat there and actually sketched things in front of them, to get the idea of the concepts that they wanted. And then when it was said and done, even though I was scared shitless, I got my $500. And you should have seen the expression on my instructor's face when he saw that, because he was a little cocky, so how'd your little meeting go? I said it went okay. Then I pulled out 5 crisp $100 bills, and I counted right in front of him. I said, yeah, I think I'm gonna start to live my potential. His jaw dropped as I walked out the room. He didn't believe I was worth $500 with that logo, and I still have it to this day, which I'll show sometime this weekend or this week. But that's something I needed to remind me of my faith. You'd be surprised when you understand favor ain't fair. And it's not that way. It's that way for a good reason, because everybody ain't meant to do what you do. Just when I go to the gym, you got people in there who are cot diesel or have these fit bodies and put time and invest in food and dietary restrictions and all these things into themselves, and you start learning. When I'm spiritually rooted, I learn how to run my own race confidently, understanding it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Some people are on that juice. Some people take unnecessary shortcuts and suffering because they didn't have the faith in themselves to get it naturally. This is what it comes to when it comes to this YouTube business. When I'm in here and learning the things I learn and starting this channel as a 45-year-old man trying to figure things out on the fly, I'm surrounded by people who have faith in me. And it's reassuring to have people who actually act like family. There are going to be people that come and go, but you can't be a prisoner of perspective. Sometimes they've been moved out of your way or set aside in order for you to get to work. Make good on the investment of your faith. See if you're really about this. Because many times you're going to see that's all you have. You'll have people run away from you. You'll have people lie to you. You'll have your finances eroded or corrupted, or to the point where you got bankruptcies, and then it's to the point where you're sitting in an apartment, which I did in 2006, with just a pallet, a little bit of the furniture I had left, and my truck, which got repossessed a month later. And I was just sitting there waiting on my buyout from Ford. And I knew what I felt at the time. I felt angry. I felt defeated. Sometimes you get so pissed off or so battered, you can't even shed a tear. You don't know what to say. You lose the ability to speak. I know there's a higher power, because when I look back at my life, in many instances, I shouldn't be here. This scar right here, this is from a metal pallet that fell 25 feet. Landed on another pallet, but punctured my head, and I dropped to a knee for a standing 8 count. And then people thought I was crazy when I said, look, just bandage me up and let me get back to work. In the middle of a relationship. To the point where, again, I lost my apartment in Houston due to a racist manager who made it a point to tell one of his peers who told me and say, look, his main mission here was to get all them niggas out that warehouse. Where I had to take my sword and shield and my pride and go back to fucking Indianapolis to rebuild myself. Well, a lot of things I got to own up to. A lot of things that we live, and people want to get online and offline and put on this face like everything is okay. We got to stop lying to ourselves. We have to trust our intuition. And that's why I see a lot of people still mired in their mediocrity, still pissed off at what people have done, because many times over, we need to be honest, a lot of us are in the situations that we're in because we refuse to trust ourselves. We start curling up in the ball and get all defensive, like, no, I can't trust nobody. And we hear songs about it. We get people who make shirts and all kind of things boasting their fear of being able to trust themselves. And many times over, I admit, all I have is my spirituality. When you have someone that you love and birthed you tell you, I am God, when you're trying to get right, which set me the fuck off. All I had was my faith that I am going to be resilient. I'm going to find a way. And that's the beauty of righteous anger, because it does get shit done. You get sick and tired of being motherfucking sick and tired. And you had to make something shake. You had to make something move. You start learning things, how to move different, how to approach things better, how to push yourself beyond your comfort zone, which is why I always say that. Never allow your comfort zone to become your coffin. Because if you allow yourself to be mired in your mopey attitude and your, I say, nihilistic ways, and you give up, all you're going to do is rot in real time. And if I'm going to go out, I'm going out on my terms. I'm going out swinging. I'm out here knocking people out, kicking people in the nuts. I'll kick you in the clit. I don't give a shit. But this is how I am. I'm not always articulate. I don't have to use creative words. But today, in seeing the stuff I've seen in recent days, weeks, months, I am at my limit where it's not that I just have to say something. I got to do something. There are many times my patience has ran thin. Like, you know what? I'm sick of this. And again, maybe I had to tell myself this. Maybe I needed to hear this. And whoever feels what I'm feeling, because this is me, I'm not scripted. You let me know in the comment section. If this is you feeling this way today, maybe I needed to say this to you. So both of us, or all of us who are here, and you Jonathans too, maybe you can look at the situation, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. I don't like being in a place where I'm not comfortable. I gotta make this work. And I gotta get around a network that will promote growth. Some people, because we're not out here being able to get out the mud by ourselves. Not everybody's like that. You always had someone help you somewhere. Let's be honest. But there's always someone there to help you with your health, which is my personal trainer. Someone to help you with your dwelling, which is not just you doing a field day and taking time to clean up the clutter in your house, but within your life. The family, there's some things that take time. You can only do what you can do. Be the best son, daughter, uncle, aunt, whatever. All you can be is that. Be the best version of that. But it takes faith. Believing in the things unseen. That's what your intuition is for, your alarm. It lets you know there's some bullshit ahead. Or you know what? Invest in this opportunity. A lot of times you're going to have to do things scared. There's many times I'm like, what am I going to talk about today? Everyone else there hitting on all 4 cylinders, or all 6 cylinders. What are you going to talk about today? What do you feel? And then sometimes I just get on here and it works out. I refuse to be a slave to the algorithm. You can give all the monetization or the monetary gifts and whatnot and investments and all that, but if you're not spiritually rooted, what does it mean? You got to be spiritually grounded to stay on the mission, because there will be people who leave you. Sometimes when you look in the mirror, you don't even recognize yourself, and that takes faith, remembering who you are and why you're here. That's just something I need to say to not just myself, but my peers. Because it is spiritual warfare. And I'm going to talk about that with the next video. I got to write down how I want to do it, but it is a fight. And you are your greatest investment. But you have to believe that. And see that vision through. With that, just let me get in here, knock this out. And this is just the beginning, because I might have to rant again about it, because this was on my heart and it was bothering me. That's why I slept bad this morning. But I'm here and ready to get it in. So let's do this. We can do this. All doubters be damned. There will be people who don't believe in you. There are people who will throw shade or whatever. But these ungrateful motherfuckers need to pay homage that you provide the light for them to throw the shade at you. You are the curse breaker. You are that lighthouse that will lead the way. But it takes faith to remember what you're leading them to. Understanding who you are and what you're about. Thanks to Dr. Holman and the A-Game family. There are many things I'm discovering, and sometimes I don't have the words because maybe I'm just awestruck from where I was to where I'm going. Sometimes when people are silent, maybe it's an appreciation of where they're at because they don't even believe they were supposed to be here. But thankfully they are. But let me get in here and take care of business. But with that, I want to say much love to you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Because really, I'm not a internet prostitute out here. I'm just not built like that. When I got something in mind, I say it with honesty and conviction, and I don't know else how to say it. If people feel some kind of way about it, okay, untuck your nuts. That's just my personal opinion. So, alright, let me know what y'all think. Like, click, share, subscribe. You already know the deal. Hit the notification bell so you get more content as it comes. I don't have a set schedule yet, but in many ways it's kind of liberating. It helps with my mobility because I'm out here doing things. I'm putting in the work. I'm in the field running from this plantation. If they cut my foot off, I guess be a cartwheeling free slave, because I can't put up with this nonsense anymore. And I won't. Neither should you. That being said, peace.